Oceanhorn, Monster of Uncharted Seas, just recently released on the Nintendo Switch after already being out on mobile, which is iOS and Android, PlayStation 4, and also PlayStation Vita. This game was ported and brought to the Nintendo Switch, and as someone who is a proud Switch owner, I was really excited to play this title. As a matter of fact, I even held out for this title, just specifically for the Nintendo Switch. So how did I feel about it? Well, the first thing I noticed is that this game has really great visuals. It's very aesthetically pleasing. The colors are varied and beautiful. The towns, all of the islands inside of the game that you open up are absolutely wonderful, and they are much different in color, although share a lot of the same puzzle layout. These great visuals are accompanied by a Zelda-like gameplay. That's right, a Zelda-like gameplay. Oceanhorn is unashamedly a Legend of Zelda clone, but it feels more like a homage than a copycat. There are a few original ideas, it flows on its own, but the old school adventure game fans out there should love Oceanhorn's bite-sized interpretations of Zelda's classic formula, trapped inside of their own recipe, ready to serve it up to us at a very cost-effective value price at $14.99. This game has great dungeons. The towns, although somewhat empty, have enough to do to justify the value of the game. There's XP in this game where you actually get to level up and open up abilities and technically power up in different ways. And there's also voice acting, which surprised me with a game of this value. And there was a pretty decent story presentation as well with this game, which normally when you pay a $14.99 for a game, you don't really expect too much of a story. On top of that, this game plays for a good while. My playthrough lasted 12 hours and 40 minutes, and that's without me collecting everything. I did collect some, so I had a lot of fun with this game for a pretty good period of time. And if you're looking to put 12 hours into a game for $14.99 and have an enjoyable experience, Oceanhorn is right up your alley. Now, a couple bad things I didn't necessarily like about the game that I believe in the next game that they are creating they could fix. Number one is there's fixed camera angles in this game, and I understand that you need these things in order to nail the presentation that you're going for, but I would like to see more control over the camera, as there were certain puzzles and things that I really wanted to twist the camera around to see behind statues and to see about hidden entrances and things like that I just couldn't. Aiming was also not always accurate. Arrows and bombs, specifically the end boss, which I won't ruin for you. It was extremely difficult when I would walk in with 15 arrows and I would miss every single time when I felt like I was pointing right at the thing's legs. There were other instances of this too where I was just wasting arrows like crazy and it wasn't just hitting dead on. So I feel like there were a lot of times where this was just not accurate at all. Also, I was very disappointed in the fact that this game in its port did not take advantage of HD rumble in the Joy-Cons like other games like Shantae did. This would add a lot to this game. Even when time slows down when you're using your magic spells, I can imagine that light rumble in the Joy-Con. It would really add to the experience. Overall, this game is definitely worth the sailing trip. I was very impressed, and I walked into this game at $14.99 thinking that it was going to be a lot less than it was, and let's face it, I've purchased games at this price and got way less than what this game offers. This is a Zelda-like clone that offers tons of individuality. It offers great presentation, great puzzles, and one specifically in the final dungeon that's pretty tough. I really enjoyed Oceanhorn on the Nintendo Switch at $14.99, and despite the fact that you can get this cheaper on mobile, playing side by side, I believe that the Nintendo Switch experience is superior because of the Joy-Cons, because that it is actually on a console, and it's just something about having this thing on your Switch. So I highly recommend purchasing this for $14.99 and getting that 12 hours of awesome gameplay that I got out of this game. Oceanhorn is wonderful, and it is very pleasing to the Zelda fan in me.
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.